Yes. We back. Shout out to everybody that's live, everybody that's catching this Photo Fame Live members only event. We about to get into it. Appreciate everybody, but we got to get into it. We got to go. We got to go. All right, like I said, this is what I like to do. This stuff I like to talk about because it deal with what's going on now. So to see a lot of stuff coming out of movies, that alone tripping me out. But the laugh I get out of all of this, y'all, it's like a laugh giggle because it's like this. A long time ago, I figured out that a lot of this stuff was gonna be over, and a lot of stuff I just knew it. I didn't know how, when. So it's like for me to see all of this stuff happening now, it just feels good to not be a part of none of this stuff. That's all I'm saying. It feels good to not be a part of none of this. Yeah, y'all. People. You got people that don't know. You got people that want to acknowledge it, but it's for real. So we're gonna look at some of the things taking place now, so the future will be better because everything is gonna change. A lot of y'all already know this. We spoke about this already. We dealing with live and real time action. All right, so let's go, y'all. Let's go. Y'all waited long enough. I was just letting y'all pull up. Let's go. All right, because it's another chapter, y'all. Another chapter how life is. And this represents on the move. This represents successful. Whether going to school, doing something, whether just taking a walk. It also means safety. Key word is safety. So we just gonna speed it up. We gonna take a look at something, y'all. This stuff had me laughing when I saw it, man. Like I said, everybody got their own opinion. Everybody got their own view, but I'm just telling you, for everything to change so fast, for everything to be so real, this stuff was in movies. We also gonna look at how everybody was given a warning. We also gonna look at how in 2025, a lot of people still didn't believe. People still was living by this thing like where they didn't believe nothing was gonna happen, or they can't do that, or you telling people stuff, but they don't want to believe you. They want to argue. You got to look at how long this stuff went on, y'all. People never believe that certain things is for real. So it's not funny, but to me, it's funny because I look at it like this. The way things are set up, if you're not doing nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. That's what all this was about. And this is what I was telling people, where the dirty people was trying to gaslight the good people, and they want everybody to be a part of their fight. But everything is not a fight. Everything is not your fight. I'm talking about anybody. All right? That's the whole thing. So we just gonna look at some stuff. Let's look. All right. Let's look at a camp. Something that we already knew. You heard about camps. You know about the camps that start with an F. This has nothing to do with that. All right. We talking about this alligator Alcatraz. And to me, it's funny, y'all. I don't care. I told people, man, I trip off real life stuff, man. I laugh off idiots. I like to see the new technology. I like to see the way the world is going. When you live through decades and you just see all these changes and these changes, and that's what I look at. But this alligator Alcatraz, to me, is funny. I thought it was I didn't think, I thought they was opening up the old. I thought they was opening the old Alcatraz, y'all. No, this shit for real. When I told people, a lot of people gonna be getting their ass rounded up. What's up, OG? What's up, OG, man? Good to see you, man. It was floods in New Mexico. Yeah, it was floods. I seen houses getting wiped away. Yeah. Good to see you. It's good to know you all right, bro. So yeah. Alligator Alcatraz is for real, y'all. So this is where detainees going at. Now, I think it's for migrants, but I'm going to be honest, I think it's for anybody violating. Because what I know, what I assume, and I say as a fact, that a lot of these people have been dealing with stuff so horrific, they're not going to regular prisons. And it's really just common sense, because if all of these people getting rounded up at one time, y'all, how they going to fit in regular jails? And then how the hell is the courts going to process all of them like that? They can have the courts backed up forever with all. Get it? No, this is a whole different process. That's why it's being handled by other parts of the U.S. Get it? This is what people understand when I tell you people don't know law. See, they don't even know by the officials that handle these things. They are the ones that uphold the law. So when the Department of Justice told you what time it was, y'all, that had nothing to do with regular police officers. The Department of Justice was the ones that let everybody know what was going to happen. But it was also said before somebody came in office. But what we're looking at is there were so many deviants that it's still not enough to contain them. But this is just showing you. Now, mind you, they could sit here forever, a year, 2 years, 3 years, who knows? I don't know. But they detain. I'm going to assume it's everybody that been violated. And I'm also going to assume it's more camps than this probably. It's way more stuff than this. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to show everything. But you can see where they at, y'all. You see where they at. Then we're going to look at something later while I'm really laughing at this whole thing. Because when I tell you these people are smart and people didn't understand, you're not going to trick them no more with these cameras and all this other stuff. You're not tricking nobody no more. People didn't comprehend it, y'all. So let's go. Passenger hid nearly $3 million in drugs inside luggage at Atlanta airport. This is what we've been talking about. People in this country with $3 million. Going through airports with drugs. Get it? $3 million in drugs. See, we just showing you what's been going on. Atlanta. Now, like I said, it was already said what's going to happen to people that's selling certain type of drugs. They told people to get out of here. And if you need help to fly out, we'll help you with that. But it was so much filth being done, it's all wrapped together. Because what people also are not getting, when you say migrants, you really say, you got to say the hood too. The hood, the trailer parks, because they are the connects, the plugs. The ones that had all the stuff, all of the stuff that knocked you out, they were the people not from here. They were the ones bringing it in. They were the ones that had the loads. They were the ones that had to come to a neighborhood near you and put it out there, spread the word, make it available. Plug. It's called a plug, right? It's called a connect. Scarface. Well, that's what happened. That is also like the camp they had Scarface in. And then you see Scarface, the movie, they had Scarface and them locked up in Florida. Yeah. Well, see, a lot of them were into selling that stuff, and they were also into trafficking. But when I said it's going to be the cartels first, it's going to be a chain of command. Because I know if any cartel is wanted, or if cartels did anything, it's a certain type of people they had to deal with to make their transactions and their money. So I knew that was going to go to the hood. It was going to go to where the drugs be at, where the people need to make money at. And that's why you're going to see so many people couldn't stop. Because the foreigners were paying for trafficking. They were paying people to lure you to places. They were paying people to sell the stuff that knocked you out. It was more than one thing going on at one time. And a lot of people fell a victim to it. Yeah. And that has nothing to do with the people that was online gaslighting people to do like fraud, scam, bank scam, loan scams, and all of that. So we're just going to look at the modern day stuff that's going on every day as we speak. Ohio. We spoke about Ohio yesterday. trafficking, right? With the registered, okay. Ohio is a filthy state. Salute to everybody in Ohio that's clean, though. Police say officers busted a 20-year-old man early Friday for trafficking Fetty. Tyler, now his last name, I don't know. He also looked like what? He can be from out this country, right? So now he's facing multiple felony drug charges, according to police, after officers seized cash and drugs at a Case Avenue home. But I want y'all to see this July 11th, meaning I can show you every day how people going down for this stuff, every single day. Even though they were all warned. We spoke about this earlier. I'm just showing you hand in hand. All right? You're going to keep seeing the Fetty lockups, the trafficking lockup. This made world news because they got caught with a 15-year-old. Spoke about that earlier. Let's go. Woman arrested for planning Fetty lace chocolate. She had a plot to put some lace stuff in the chocolate to take somebody's life. All right? She was going to take out her ex-husband, and she got caught. Scum of the earth. That's what I call trash. This is why they don't care about no trial. Also, how many of y'all heard about how they ran down on those warehouses in California where the crops be at, and a lot of y'all didn't even know. A lot of them were working there. See, you can't get a job. It's hard for you to get a job, right? But they was getting jobs working with medicinal plants all day. And come to find out, some of them were trapped. Yeah. Man, so much filth been going on, boy. But this was going on now. So, like I spoke before, a lot of people didn't know because they're foreigners. So people didn't even understand the code of uniforms and what certain things mean, certain weaponry. This the reason why they're not going to regular prisons, because these are the people coming to get them. Because this is to give you the proof that these people are looked at different according to their behavior and studies or their nature. They're not humans, meaning they had no regard for human life no more. These are the people that went so far to mess with minors, innocent people, sell to anybody, take a life, don't care. They also know some of them might have a lot of bodies. Right? He might be going down for one. Like, look at her. See, this is how I look at stuff, y'all. Like, we spoke, like, look at her. All right? She got caught trying to put it in the chocolate. But I look at her like, there's no telling how many people she already did it to. See, that's how I look at stuff. That's how I look at stuff. So it's the same way how I looked at Cassie. Yeah, she's a woman. She's a good person. But when a person go bad, they can be very wicked. So you see that right there. She tried to take out her own husband, putting some Fetty and some chocolate. But I look at it like, and no telling how many people she already knocked out like that or took their life. See, that's why they being handled a certain way. They being handled a certain way, y'all. These people are proving that they don't respect human life. So that's why they getting dealt with like animals. And they getting put at what? Alligator Alcatraz. And I'm going to show you how to catch the alligator Alcatraz, all right? So once again, you're not going to see everything, and they're not going to show you everything. There's just a part and a portion. It's also amazing how fast they threw it up. They're also bigger than what they look like. Yeah. But let's go. Heavily armed immigration agents descend on LA's MacArthur Park. Now, remember all that stuff was going on in LA, right? Because everybody know that's the stronghold, that's the safe haven of all the illegal activity, all the migrants, all the foreigners. That's where they be at. That's the home of trafficking, the home of a lot of stuff. So they already know that. That's why they went out there a whole nother way. Anybody on the East Coast know you did not see them like that. Not like that. Only in certain, maybe, I don't know. I didn't see them like that. Nope. Let's go. Current news. All right. This ain't current. Matter of fact, look, yes, it is. This is something else I'm going to show y'all, but check this out. As you see, 47 declares total authorization for ICE agents. Total authorization. He's saying, I'm responsible for them. All right? We're gonna clean this shit up because he already said what he was going to do before. He said it years ago. If he get back in, this is what he going to do. And we also know that's why everybody was scared. I know everybody was scared. That's what I kept telling y'all. Everybody kept making excuses, but they knew exactly what he was going to do when he came back. They all knew that. All right? So you also are getting proof that people could have been stopped. They could have been did other things. Child predator among more than 300 nabbed in cannabis farm, ICE raid. Largest of the era of the second term. See that? Rounding their ass up, y'all. So like I said, that's California. I think they open up. I think they gonna open up the real Alcatraz too, though. But I just want y'all to see they got stuff going on in California, and they got stuff going on in Florida. Both sides of the map. That's why it's been they did their homework already. They know where everything at. They already know everything, man. So you also have to remember this too, people. The ones that's on the fetty, the drugs, certain drugs, they the ones that's doing all the crimes. Remember, they indulge in drugs that take human life. Not only that, it proves that they don't respect human life. So this is why these are the savages that have no problem putting a human in the trunk, putting a human, doing the most low down stuff to human beings, because they're on that level. No regard for human life at all. They just see certain things. Get it? That's why they're being dealt with like that. That's why these laws had to get passed, because they knew people like this would get their hands on your family member, however they can, and this what they're gonna do. All right, so yeah, that's why you're gonna see they came for Diddy the same exact way. The difference is, like I said, everybody that come for like that, you getting put here. Diddy, he's a billionaire, and he's from this country, and he wasn't dealing with certain stuff. So everybody else, no, they getting dealt with differently. Let's go. Work site. Immigration raids are supposed to free up jobs for citizens. So what you're watching is you got people got to take both sides, because one side has to take up, because they can't look. One side cannot just be quiet, because it's going to look like they're in on it. So one side has to say, hey, this isn't right what they're doing. This is not right what they're doing. But meanwhile, everybody knows what's going on. But this is the key of it for those who don't get it. These raids are supposed to free up jobs. So why would you be mad if you have a chance? See, 300 workers got rounded up, y'all. 300 workers. So this how foul California is. See, it was set up where you're gonna have people from the state. They can't get no job working there, but everybody else can get a job working there. Working where? At a cannabis farm. So people been in California their whole life, going through what they're going through. Then all this marijuana legal, all these dispensaries, and they can't get no job because they had the jobs. And they were dirty. Can you see why certain people mad? If you had workers, get it, and you could pay them whatever you want, and they had to leave, would you be mad? Or let's just say you had workers and you had them all set on a certain pay scale, and you had it planned out how much you was going to pay them for the next couple years. Then all of a sudden you hear 20 of the workers didn't show up. They just ran. And then the other 5, they came and got their ass. Can you see why people mad? Can you understand a lot of people have businesses, and these people were being used for businesses to work? While they're working, they're doing dirt. This is going on the whole pandemic. Yes, it was. Mind you, they got to send their money back. Mass deportations, detention camps, troops, keyword, troops on the street. President spells out migrant plan. See that? Showing you the date. May 2024. See? They said what? Trump 2.0, White House would mean a vast, legally dubious roundup of up to 11 million people. And see, if I want y'all to see, 11 million people. This is why everybody was scared. Now I'm showing you why people moved out the country and people were scared in the country. But you're going to see this was over a year ago. And before that, this is just actual proof. Look, with me and a vast, legally, get it, keyword, legally, dubious roundup of up to 11 million people. And it's probably more than that. All right, here's the article to show you it was already said already. All right, but they didn't believe, because what I tell people, what I know was going on, in my opinion, a lot of the technology was getting installed the past couple years. So a lot of them actually had warnings before the technology was mastered. They had warnings before these camps were built. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. But they already knew people was not going to stop, because people had gotten in a situation where their life was dependent on their income. But anyway, let's go. The disrespect and disregard for human life. Dacular man receives life sentence for fatal fatty overdose case. When I told you everybody's getting dealt with, everybody's getting handled accordingly. Covington man receives life for teens OD. See that? No regards, y'all. This is what's been going on. So you looking at it like, you know, you might not hear shots. You might not see a lot of people passing away from bullets, because, y'all, all the bullets has been the fatty all these past years. People knocking people's socks off with no regards. People being found slumped. Yeah. So now you see why things had to happen a certain way, right? Let's go. They wouldn't stop, y'all. This all recent lockups. All recent. Gang leader serving life sentence in Massachusetts used coded Monopoly card for trafficking drugs. Just showing you how everybody's getting locked up. Everybody's going to jail. Can you see them taking out the trash? It was a lot of trash. They might have all forms of the military on handling this. Yes. It became so corrupt. Pensacola woman gets life sentence for deadly fatty overdose. She took a life. Took a life. Took a life. See that? Snatched up a mic. Try to take a life. See? No regards. Even though all these shows out, y'all, all of these shows show you how you're going to get caught. Look at all these shows on all these channels that showed you all the people that try to take somebody out by poison, they always get caught. No, this is why you know that now people are stupid. They are brain fried. Then you got a percentage of people walking around like they're normal, but they're not. But all you're going to see is now the end of this behavior is getting destroyed, y'all. It's getting wiped out because they all did it to themselves. Let's go. So from the top to the bottom, that's why I always show people that, because they came for him, but they also were coming for anybody else that acts and thinks like that, or been going above the law, or abusing citizens. More than 150 arrests in global human trafficking crackdown. All right? Because it's a world thing. They have been taking people from over here, dropping them off in other countries, taking people from other countries, bringing them out here. You don't know where the person at because they got flew out, but they got kept in another country. And that's what happened. And don't forget, it also applies with the organ stuff and all that you heard about. So this right here, check it out. This right here. The Lake County Special Investigation conducted this Chicago 2-day human trafficking suppression operation this week, resulting in the arrest of 27 men. What we know, undercover detectives posed as individuals offering sex for money. So when I tell you, it's a lot of people that's what? Selling sex, and a lot of people buying sex. But yeah, people didn't know when you're trying to buy, it's the same thing. Because you might be buying from a woman that's kidnapped, anything. You're trying to buy, yeah, what used to be called prostitution is now sex trafficking. All right, let's go, y'all. This is what's funny. What you looking at? Y'all already know what y'all looking at. This is what's funny about Alligator Alcatraz, because they were smart. They put them fools in the Everglades. They put them fools where they cannot run at all because it's gators all around. That's what I was laughing at. Yo, they were smart. They were smart. They say even if they do break out, where they going at? Huh? If anybody also know about them trailers, get it? Ain't no telling, right? So like I said, the scum of the earth, that's where they going at. That's where they going at. You never thought this would happen, did you? I'm tripping off them because I ain't get to see them that close, y'all. A lot of this stuff, when I said that's why I be into this stuff, because it be stuff I don't know about. I like new stuff. So new stuff, I be like, yo, what's that? So I'm actually looking at them like, yo, what is that? Like they containers, I see that, but they look like also little cells because you see each one got a row of steps. It's like little cells, little rooms. You see it? Wow. That's what they get. Hopefully they got AC in there. Hopefully they do. But if they the scum of the earth, I don't think they care about them getting no AC or nothing like that. Nope. And them decent RVs, see the decent RVs, that's probably law enforcement. That's probably theirs right there. Wow, y'all. But I'm gonna tell y'all what I think, why I really be laughing. I think a lot of people get shipped there, y'all. That's why I be laughing. I think black people, white people, Spanish, I think any American that's just scum of the earth and getting put there. That's what I think, y'all. Hey, man, that's what I think, man. I'm sorry to tell you that. That's my opinion. Don't believe nothing I say. Because when I seen this, I'm like, yo, they not playing with them. All right? So I think I'm just showing you it's levels of that thing. It's levels of it. So it's different parts of it. We're not going to see everything. But they're in a situation where they can't run and nowhere to go. Alligator Alcatraz. Authorities have refused to release the list of people sent there. You hear this? Authorities have refused to release the list of people sent there. As the other people, lawmakers, they talk about inhumane stuff. But the key word is authorities have refused to release the list of people sent there. I told people ass gonna be getting shipped. You might just get mixed up for a little while. They'll find you, but your ass might want to be in there for a good 2 years. Who knows? You still in the country. You're not wrong. You all right. Just be entertained. You're not arrested. The notorious news, Alligator Alcatraz immigration jail in the Florida Everglades contain hundreds. All right, I just be getting my own laughs off, y'all. All right, hundreds of detainees with no criminal charges sent to Alligator Alcatraz. It might, I'm laughing. That might have just been people running their mouth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people running their mouth on this internet, they might have just did that to scare their ass real quick. Because allegedly 100 of detainees with no criminal charges got sent to Alligator Alcatraz. I think some people just running their mouth, y'all, and by mistake they got sent there. I don't know, man. But I'm telling you, man. I look at it like this. I don't care what nobody said. If you from this damn country, how the hell you gonna get shipped somewhere that you ain't supposed to be at? You fucking from here. All right, so I'm gonna say maybe some people was running their fucking mouth and got caught up in some shit, and their ass gonna sit there for a minute. All right, hundreds of remember, they're not. They are detainees. So they're not being charged with nothing right now, some of them. Hundreds of detainees with no criminal charges sent to alligator Alcatraz. All right, so I'm telling y'all, man, it's just a lot of weird stuff happening. Let's go. So we're going to look at now, for people that didn't believe when I say this stuff like it's over, they not beating this system. 2025 meant the start of the new world. Now you're going to see. Y'all going to see this, man. Let's go. We're going to look at basic elementary stuff for those who didn't comprehend. These are the new floodlights. These floodlights got infrared cameras. People didn't know when you see floodlights outside of houses, there's cameras. This is also what law enforcement uses in neighborhoods now. They could take a house that the city owned and put these on them and watch the neighborhood. Stuff like that. Just showing you how this is the new technology, the real stuff. All right? Motion detection and instant alerts. You also know these always been at businesses, but now these are all standards. All right? The motion, like I said, you thinking it's a regular floodlight at night? No, it's showing you. Because everybody know what it's about. It's about security. So we also going to look at, y'all, the purpose of all this technology and where things are going at. And you're going to see it clear why this stuff has to happen. In order for you to be able to go in the store and buy whatever you want, for you to go in, let's say, Macy's and just self-checkout. They also know self-checkout is going to bring the money back to the stores because you're going to have fun shopping, not being bothered, picking your garment up or picking up whatever you want and just scanning it and go. They know that. So it's coming. When you can go in the cell phone store and just buy your cell phone, program, and check out. This is why all of this stuff has to be contained, because the criminals are not going to let people have their peace. So it's like when we're looking at this, you see how that woman just in La La Land playing with her phone with a checkerboard? Well, you know, nowadays she could end up messed up doing that, real hurt, bad. Well, I say before, but it's so now you don't got to worry about nothing. Even if you are the type of person that doesn't pay attention. So as you see, this the light stuff. This is the stuff that's on average homes now, y'all. This is consume. You can buy this right now. 2K cameras, like this is what regular homes have. To show you the stuff that regular people have, civilians, this is what it is. But we're gonna look at the real high-tech stuff too. All right, excellent color night vision. This is stuff people got in their house. It all go together with end of crime. No more breaking into people's house. No more breaking and enterings. People that know they can keep their windows open, they'll be able to keep them open at night, whatever they want. They got to worry about none of that stuff no more after a while. That's what it's all about. Let's go. All right. The night vision. The night vision. Showing you that for anybody that didn't know, the way things set up, they always had this, meaning they always been ahead. When I tell people that, they got stuff that see through your house now. They can just sit outside your house and just watch you moving around. They're knock on the door and there's somebody to come say nobody's in there when they done seen somebody moving around already, going upstairs, downstairs, refrigerator, they done seeing it all already. Also explain to y'all how they got the stuff, see everything coded in your house. You got drugs in your house, they can see that. You got guns in your house, they can see that. Yes. Car, anything. See? What you're looking at is the modern day infantryman. That is how they look now. That is really how they coming. That is the standard attire now. To show you things will change. That suit means anti-crime. That suit means RoboCop. All right? You're not so you gotta remember, you're not beating the cameras and you're not beating them. It's not gonna happen. All right? You're looking at the enhanced night vision. That's how the criminals look at nighttime. Not just that, that's how you look inside your house at nighttime. That's how you look outside at nighttime. This how they been knew people was growing crops and all of that. This how they knew they knew when people had crops trying to hide it in with their regular vegetables. They knew all of that. But see, now y'all gonna see. When I tell you this war is being fought by certain people, you just take a hint. When we spoke about stuff like a lot of people not supposed to be in this country was in the woods. They was in the country. They was in the sticks. Laying low key. A lot of the trafficking, they were hiding people in the sticks in the country. See that night vision? Now you always had night vision, but that's that extra night vision. All right, with the heat sinking on it. All right, this was to show you that the criminals had no idea how the world had changed. They had no clue. Because remember, these are the people coming for the traffickers and the fatty pushers. That's what you keep in mind. They're coming for these people right here. Bop, bop, get it? These are the ones they getting dealt with. Same way they probably came, got Diddy. All right? That's why they're getting put in that. They're getting treated accordingly. Keyword, they're getting treated as if they were dirt, like soldiers in this country destroying Americans. That's how they being looked at. All right? You see everything coded. The Terminator eyes. Terminator technology. You see it all, right? X-ray vision. It's called watching the ops. Let's go. Even on a regular level. Huh? They don't got to waste time putting you over no more. They don't got to waste time putting you over no more. You're going to get ran through that so fast. It's going to come up so fast because it's already together now because of 5G. See, they also probably got it. See, and I just noticed this because remember the phone. I loaded this from my phone. Now I'm looking at something. It looks like a circle is around the license plate. See, this thing probably reads your license plate so quick. It means if it ain't good, it's automatically red. If it's good, it's green. If it's bad, it's red. See, bop, bop, bop. You ain't got to run nothing. It's automatically picked up on the scanner. You got dead plates, automatically red. Your plates are legit green. No need to pull you over because this was to get them out of all those lawsuits. Now you can't say it's no excuse you got pulled over. You were scared. All this cop tried to do something to you. Everything is documented. You're not gonna get pulled. You're not going to get pulled over for nothing no more. Basically, get it? So, and it saves them time. So just to show you on every level. So remember, they also had this for a minute. That's why you're going to see when everybody had 30-day tags, somehow you seen all those cars disappear. Man, people got set up and tricked doing so much stuff, y'all. Y'all want to forget about all the people that had cars they couldn't register and they were still driving, and all those got taken. We know since forever people have been driving with no license, no car registration, no insurance. We also know that due to all the dirty drivers now, it is no such thing as finessing your insurance no more. Because if you don't pay your insurance, you mess up on that, they're gonna use that against you. You can't run it over in companies no more. You can't do none of that no more. Nope. You can switch over, but you can't let your insurance lapse and ride around. That's what we talking about. You can't play them games. I'm gonna let my insurance lap. I'll pay it next month. I'll wait 3 months. I'll pick it back up. No, you're gonna get reported. Yeah, that's how it works now. Let's go. This is the most important part. It's this right here, y'all. This is the modern day. When we talk about new world, this is what we're talking about. See, people had to be tricked to always think everything was bad and evil. And that's why they didn't want people to advance or to enjoy this stuff, because this is showing you how it's going to be. Join the store evolution for fuel and convenience. When we all know Walmart did the test run and a few other stores did the test, but you got to picture in your mind when everything is self-checkout. Everything, every store, Home Depot, get it, the Apple Store. You just think of every single store, Best Buy, everything is the same. Just go in there, pick it up, scan, walk out, because you're legit and you're already, you pay for it. Well, ahead of time, the same way you see people go in the store and pick up the DoorDash, right? They pick it up and walk out. It's going to be like that. You already bought it. You just go to the store, pick it up. They already know who you legit. That's it. because you was getting scanned as soon as you come in. And this is what I also learned. See how the police scanned it? Police scan up with the circle around the plate. It's going to be the same way when you go in the store. If you ain't legit, you're going to have a red ring around you. So that's why you see it's also going to be, so when you go to these places with your kids, you're going to let them pick their food and teach them this stuff and let them, stuff like that. Yeah, that's how it's going to be. And you don't got to worry about while you getting the food, somebody outside the store begging, all this other stuff. No, it's going to all be together. All right? Just give you a clue. All the store. You just think of every store. Electronic stores. Only things you probably, you need humans for a little stuff like jewelry stores and, stuff like that. But you got to visualize when it's everything, where you just because think about how it's going to increase shopping. That's my whole point. Because people are going to have fun shopping again, just knowing they can just go pick up stuff. And it's, they good. The thrill of just walking in all the stores. Because they bringing the malls back too. Yes, they are. They bringing the malls back, everything. People going to just have their fun again, going back, just picking up stuff. Using their points. Using their, their VIP status. Stuff like that. And don't have to watch their back. Then it's going to get back to what? Family shopping again. Because that's how I grew up. I know some of y'all did. Meaning, I'm with my grandmother, my aunt, my cousin. We all together shopping. We all getting something. We all shopping together. And we going to eat together. Because that's what families did. That's how we grew up. That's how I grew up. So it's going back to that, y'all. It's going back to that. It's just going to be different. Restaurants, same thing. A lot of y'all already know that restaurants, it's already like that. So this way it's going back to, because it is decades of generations they missed this lifestyle. So that's why this is the new American lifestyle, but it's the lifestyles Americans always live, because Americans always live with prosperity. It was just a time in life of things, things always be up and down, but things just went so low they never came back up. That's all. That's what we're talking about. All right. So you got to look at it. If crime never would have existed at the level it went to, if things would never got out of hand like it did, maybe it wouldn't have went to this stuff. But yeah. See, self-checkout. You got to think of TJ Maxx, Marshalls, spots like that. Just shop, walk out. But you also notice what? Take away jobs. But remember, people didn't want to work. So being that people didn't want to work, these companies couldn't keep people. Some of these places are what? High theft. Now no more. You got to worry about theft. Get it? No long lines and all this stuff. People, this is where we at now, y'all. Because they also know we in a world where people got to move fast. I'm one of them. And they know people want to get their stuff and go. They don't want to wait on nobody. They don't want to wait on this person, wait on that person, wait on that person. No, you want to be, let's say, okay, like I said, you go into Macy's, but you got 20 self-checkouts all around. And you feel good about yourself because you legit. Like you good. Then like I said, you gotta look at even the high-end stores when it's the Gucci stores and all these high-grade stores. People know they can just walk in, don't gotta worry about nothing, being scared, hiding nothing. Okay, you go visit California, you're in Los Angeles, you want to walk the strip, you want to go shopping, you ain't gotta worry about that stuff no more. That's how it's gonna be. All right. So this all you're looking at. I'm showing you also stuff overseas because they got it already. All right, they already got it. To show you they ahead. Everywhere, y'all, gonna be self-checkout. Everywhere. And it's gonna be way more ATMs everywhere. It's gonna be like that. You ain't have to worry about nothing. All right. So when you see all of that, then it start making sense why everything else has to happen. Let's look at the joke. Everybody joke on Facebook. Yeah, because self-checkout helps with job creation. You see the joke? Walmart was trolling, y'all. Walmart started the self-checkout, the experiment, but look at the sign at Walmart. Invested in American jobs. But they were being funny because I get the joke. They were telling you, we invest in these damn machines, the new American jobs, because these machines work for us. I know exactly what they were saying. But you also got to look at it. Say you work at Walmart, you make $50,000 a year. That machine, that's your salary right there. And then you got to worry about nothing no more. But this is what I tell you. This is the stuff in this world I laugh at, y'all. This is the stuff when I tell you it's all around you. It's all around you. It's always going down. It's what you heard about the Matrix. It's a word. It's a world where things exist, things happen. You can't put a finger on it. You might not know what it is, but it's definitely other things going on. And I tell you, it's always in code. So I understand backwards land. So when in Walmart, they say invest in American jobs, I know they talk about that damn machine. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know how it works, you're not going to get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you how it works. If I worked at Walmart, I would know, I guess I got to start looking for another job because they about to replace my ass. See, I would know what it means. When I tell y'all so many different things, where I was able to get away from danger, check out early. I've been on this thing for a long time, y'all. Not following the crowd, but when I understood, I'm going to tell y'all this last thing. The most important thing is you've been trained to let your eyes deceive you, your ears, and listen to people. When you can be at the level to understand that whatever you see, whatever you figure out, whatever you feel, majority of the time, that's the truth, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you're going to see people deny stuff, they don't acknowledge stuff, or they downplay stuff and, it's nothing. Meanwhile, it's always around you. It's always, sometimes it's always in you. That's how life works. When I say stuff like, it's really no such thing as nobody telling you nothing. Because I can see that sign and say, yo, man, I think they about to start firing people. What you talking about, man? They just got one machine. What you mean they going to fire people? See, I would know. That person I'm talking to, he won't get it. And I won't be the one to try to make him get it. I'm not trying to prove it. He ain't going to want to, whatever reason, he going to want to stay. Meanwhile, I done got another job. I done did something else. And then I see his ass later. His ass messed up, so he got fired. Yeah, that's how I always did my life. Yeah, I give you a hint. Like I said, when I was cutting hair, it was getting slow. So I wound up doing other things before the pandemic hit. So when the pandemic hit, I was good. But everybody that was waiting on barbershop money. But even though I knew the barbershop was sweet, but I knew if I stay here too long, this shit gonna be my demise. See, I always knew stuff like that. All right. Because it is a saying in my favorite movie, Heat, and it tells you, he say, it's deal with the whole thing of you gotta be able to let stuff go. And sometimes you gotta be able to let stuff go in 60 seconds or less. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about life decisions. Sometimes that's how it is, and people don't want to do that, but sometimes that's how it works. So life decisions is what? You're going to stop, you're going to change, or you're going to keep doing it. So they ain't want to make life decisions, y'all. So now they ass is on alligator Alcatraz. And they're really, really surrounded by alligators. So you know they're not running away from them. They're not running out of them tents, are they, y'all? If they do, family. I tried to load up. I'll show y'all tomorrow. I tried to load up a picture. It was like 3, 4, 5 of them chilling in the water. Chilling, hanging out. Yes, they deep in that water. They deep. They are deep. So they did it to themselves. But this also had to be proven to prove a point that they're not playing, y'all. And let's be honest, that's Florida. I'm pretty sure that heat is rocking them. I'm not going to be stupid. They don't got no AC in there. They probably got, those little vents are probably fans. I don't think there's no AC in there, y'all. What y'all think? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Fans. But like I said, they didn't care about nobody when they was doing right. All right. So that's their ass. See, also the code is, well, people, it's all mixed up. Because you remember, you got good people, good migrants, but you got the drug people. But then some of them was doing both. Some of them was here working and still moving drugs on the side. So you're going to see they even got put in there like they drug dealers. This is not regular people getting put in these spots like that. No, they're not. They're not regular people. You're also going to see it's 2 different settings. So you got that setting, and then you got this one. They different settings. Get it? Those right there might be AC. Those right there might be better ventilated. See what I'm saying? Better off than them other ones. This might to me, in my opinion, this look like for the real the bad ones, the bad ones, the ones that's a threat. Because remember, they also it's gang members. Countries out let their gangs out and sent them here. So I understand why some of them they're gonna be kept like this. This probably for the ones that's really like that, you know, the ones that's probably the threat. They ass probably right there, and then those silver RVs probably right there where all the law enforcement at, right on top of their ass, right there. That's how I look at it. They the ones they probably so that's why I say that's more or less like solitary confinement with the real bad ones. They probably got their ass right there. Yeah, y'all. But in my opinion, it also could be separate parts. Where okay, the badass Americans, we got a part for them, and then the badass foreigner, we got a part for them. And it's probably also states and places we are not going to know about. So that's how it's going to be. You ain't going to know everything. But just know, the one thing you know is, it's on, y'all. It's on. These are you looking at real life demons that was not going to stop. This young man took the life of a teen, y'all, with drugs, young drug heads. See the NBA young boys and the young thugs, right? All right. So just know that, y'all. Everybody been influenced. Everybody thought somehow they was going to be a drug dealer forever. Everybody thought they was going to take shortcuts. You know, they were going to take shortcuts. They didn't want to listen to their mom. That's all we're watching. You know what else we're watching? What I figured out? This is also a chastisement from everybody's family. I think a lot of these people are going to get their chastisement because I think being that everybody was raised better than how they turned out, I think that's part of the chastisement too, y'all. I think this is because a lot, you know, we talk about a lot of families got destroyed. And I think some of the good family members that left early, I think part of that is why, like, this is happening too. Because I look at it like some of these people are the people that violated their family, went so far, gave their family heartache, pain. And I just look at a lot of this stuff like, yo, some of this stuff is just coming back on people, y'all. That's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? So you seeing she made somebody OD. He made somebody OD. OD. And they all getting life. No regard. Somebody try to give your son something, your daughter, your child, your cousin, you know, on some regular chilling, or they think they smoking weed. This idiot done put it in a blunt. See? Stuff like that. So you see it. She trying to lace her husband chocolate. Probably trying to knock him out for his insurance. Trash. So that's why this had to happen, y'all. So like I said, I laugh because I know trash going there. And people are not supposed to be here. So it just also show us whenever they want to do something, they'll do it quick. They built this thing so quick. They was not playing. So you also got the proof. They are not putting these people in no regular jail. They're not going to be going to court for years and years and fighting cases with legal aids, and they're not doing none of that. So you see it clear as day. And you also know that ain't no way in hell the system could sustain all of that. Because you got people getting locked up for regular stuff every day. Still drunk driving, crashing, all the basic crimes. There's too many people getting locked up, y'all. The parole violators, all this is a lot. So that's why they going somewhere. This has nothing to do with people going in the feds. So it's going to be empty out here. It's going to be empty, but this is what the replacement was for. Because people are going to be gone. These are the things I've been talking about. But they remember, they brought it on themselves. So just look at where they at, y'all. They in the Everglades with gators all around. And they ain't going nowhere. So you see, y'all, everything they said they was going to do, they did it. So we're going to tap out. This part one, we had an update soon. So you also will see, y'all, is different parts, but you ain't going to see it all. That's all I keep saying. Because that part looks different from another part. But yeah, y'all, the whole concept is the annihilation of demonic deviants. So that's what's happening. These are the people that's coming for them. Also, don't forget, they're already doing homework. They do homework. So that's why also wherever they go at, wherever they do, they know exactly what they're doing. That's why you also see them, they doing sweeps. That's why they constantly doing sweeps. Meaning they're really sting operations. That's why you keep seeing all these numbers. 300 getting robbed, getting rounded up. 300, 150, getting swarmed up. They're getting dealt with accordingly, like military, like certain people, like being there, so many people, they got groups dispatched probably. You know what I'm saying? Think about how they be overseas at war and they just dispatch. You got all these different branches and divisions, and everybody, they probably got it all like that. People all over. But guess what? Some of them probably in regular cars. They on foot. They fly these planes, these drones, but they already know they targets, their observation. Because they know the dope heads, they the ones that was doing everything anyway. Because they know you can give a dope head a bundle and damn right he'll snatch somebody up. They know all that. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's all together. Yeah. So on that note, when I first saw this stuff, I was like, yo, they not playing. And remember, it's a detainee spot, so there's no telling how long they could be there. All right, they could be there 4 years. We don't know. They might be there the whole term, then get dealt with after that. Or they might make them sit. Certain people say, okay, say you're American, you might sit there and you go to court from there. Who knows? I also think, let's look at all the people that was homeless. Like, I just look at anybody that was on a certain level of society. Hey, let's say you ain't had no ID. We also know it was a lot of flood, a lot of stuff, people walking around with no ID. It's probably a lot of stuff, y'all. So just pay attention and you're going to see more. I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all stay tuned. But like I said, these fools don't know how they coming. All right, this is how they coming. The enhanced night vision goggles. All right, that shit different, y'all. That's why I say it's good to be legit. It's good to be legit, man. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people didn't get it, man. For the people that's dirty, they have no clue. But we also, look at how certain states are known for having a lot of firearms. All you got to know is they knew everybody that had a lot of firearms. All the people that's into hunting, going to ranges, all of that. But see, if they was into that and talking a certain way, that's when they get them problems. Yeah. So on that, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. I'll holler at y'all in the AM. 1.